Hello, it's me, Adventure in Life. I'm certainly sure that you have been enjoying my audio videos on topics that are quite helpful for your upcoming examinations. So today I am with another topic under Ancient Tales. It is related with life and death. The name of the topic is Phaedo. So here I go. First of all, with the summary. Phaedo was a devoted disciple of Socrates. He was present when Socrates died. Sometime after his master's death, he gave the following description to ECHECRATES, another disciple. Socrates had been accused of misleading the youth and causing them to hold free opinions. After the trial, he had not been immediately executed because the mission to Delos had not yet been completed. After the ship from Delos has arrived, he would be executed. On the day of his execution, all Socrates' friends and relatives had come to the prison early in the morning. The day had been passed in conversation, as was his way in prison and out. After the long philosophical discussion about soul, Socrates went into another room. He looked fresh after taking a bath. He sent all family members home. Then the prison officer came in and said that Socrates had to drink poison that day. He cried and went away. Socrates praised that man and sent one of his men to bring the poison.
Chocolate again. Chocolate again.
When Crito said that his master could drink it a little later, Socrates replied that he would make himself ridiculous in his eyes. It was better not to stick to life if it did not give him anything. He was offered the poison and he drank it calmly. Then his friends began to weep and he scolded them. The poison was slowly going up to his heart. His last words were to his friend Crito, asking him to offer a male hen cock to the healing god Asclepius. Now with 4 levels. Literal comprehension. This dialogue of Plato ends with the story of the trial and death of Socrates. It is presented not as it takes place, but as it is reported by Phaedo, a disciple. At the request of the ECHECRATES, Phaedo describes what was said and done there. After the trial, the execution of Socrates was delayed because of a mission. When the mission is completed, Socrates is going to be executed. At the close of the philosophical discussion, Socrates takes bath and after saying goodbye to his wife and children, sits down to wait for the attendant with the poison. Wine it is given and he drinks it cheerfully. Crito.
Hundreds of men and women in every field of endeavor. It was only through continuous study and testing that I found the reasons behind both success and failure, and some.
Crito utters a loud cry. But Socrates scolds him, saying it was to prevent this sort of thing that he has sent the woman away. He walks about a little until his legs become heavy, and then lies down. In a few minutes, the poison reaches his heart, and he dies, the most righteous and the most wise man. Interpretation. This story is trying to explain the meaning of death. If we understand the last words of Socrates, we know that what Socrates means by death. As he feels the poison going up to his heart, he said, "Crito, we are to offer a cock to Asclepius." It was the Greek custom, after recovery from an illness, to make an offering to the divine healer, Asclepius. To himself, Socrates was recovering, not dying. He was entering not into death, but into life. Life of absolute happiness, heavenly happiness. Or, he says in this way, life more abundantly. Critical thinking. We may ask a few questions after reading this story. To Socrates, death was an entry into another world. But do we believe in the life after death? Is it possible for a human being to be so unattached to life? Can a man survive if he holds such an idea of life? Is Socrates a character of a story or a real human being? Do we accept his idea of disposing the dead body? If we accept the opinion of a wise man, one who is completely free from here and the now, we find the answer to all the questions we have put forward. Assimilation. Leaving aside the philosophical value of Phaedo, if we read it simply as a story, Phaedo's description gives pressure on an emotion hardly equaled in the whole range of Greek literature. Moreover, Socrates' example showed us that an honorable death is worth more than an unhappy life. By reading how Socrates died, I learned how to live. The person who fears death dies every time he thinks of it. The person who is not afraid of